Have you ever wanted to fast forward through Black History Month and just get to March?
Yeah, because I feel that it is both Black History Month coupled with Halloween are the worst white people months this country ever sees. So in Black History Month, they want to whitewash MLK, throw up any type of very docile, very benign, statements and quotes about, us all coming together, why they continue to subjugate Black people. And then on Halloween, they want to show their homage, to our culture and history by going to their local DSW and getting as much black shoe polish as possible to smear all over themselves and say, hey, N-word, you look just like me and I look like you.
Also book bans. I forgot. There's a surprise track. There's a surprise track on the jukebox.
That's for the B-sides.
Yeah, the B-side is now, it's not just Black and brown authors, but also, as we discussed last time, any mention of the Holocaust, but also Florida now has a don't say gay potential policy where you can't talk about LGBTQ plus or sexual orientation at a young age, and parents then have the right to interfere. So it's the don't say gay policy.
I love this place. Okay, so first up on Waj's Jukebox from Hell, let's go to Joe Rogan. So what caught me this week was the fact that not only did Spotify decide to double down, right? They're going to stand by their man, Joe Rogan, and say that it is enough for them to take down 70 plus episodes, but no one thinks that the fact that he has 70 plus episodes where he casually allows the N-word to drip from his mouth like honey is normal and should be okay. And then you had the likes of former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang decide to stick his neck in and say, Joe Rogan can't be a racist. He hires so many Black people. Yeah, said the colonizer slave master. I can't possibly be racist. Look at all my help. Andrew Yang.
I feed them well.
No one asks
I give them a roof.
Yeah, I give them a roof and 3 squares a day, says Joe Rogan and all of his fans. What got me, too, is that, get this, Waj, because not only is Spotify willing to continue paying him an obscene amount of money to spout bullshit, but a Canadian outlet called Rumble also offered Joe Rogan $100 million in order to leave Spotify. Meanwhile, the likes of Brene Brown and other folks who are under deals and have deep now emotional and moral conflicts about sitting at the same cafeteria table branded by Spotify with the Joe Rogans of the world. I don't see anybody offering anybody else their get out of white supremacy free card. So, what we realize, and this is what I tweeted this week, is that racism, as Toni Morrison had said, is never going to go anywhere. You know why? Because it drives capitalism. Right? That it is profitable. And until white supremacy is no longer profitable, until white rage is no longer profitable, it will continue. And so Joe Rogan makes Spotify billions of dollars for his outrageous, ridiculous nature. But what would you expect from a man that had other people eat anuses of a pig on television and he was paid millions of dollars to do
fear
that?
Factor.
Right? The real fear factor is what it's like to be a Black and brown person and live in the United States in the year 2022.
The real oppression, I'm sorry, Danielle, is white people are not allowed to say the N-word. And so I think you should be empathetic to their concerns and their anxiety. Right. And also to the AP students who go to privileged schools who get sometimes triggered by reading about slavery and the rape of Black women and the mutilation of Black bodies as depicted in Toni Morrison's Beloved. I think, you need to step outside yourself and your self-centeredness.
You're right.
And during Black History Month, you as a Black woman need to be concerned about the anxieties of your white peers who are not racist. They just want to sing along with their favorite hip hop song. Why are you denying them that right, that joy?
I know. It's, it's as if we don't, you're right. We don't give white people anything in America. And so, at the very least, they should be able to use the word that they created as a way to dehumanize an entire group of people and just be able to use it with glee.
That's where it boils down to power.
Right.
Power. How dare you take away my birthright? And the N-word is the birthright handed down from white supremacy from generation to generation. That word immediately tells you your place. Your place, black person, is you're beneath us. Always. Yep. We are in charge. You should be grateful to us that we liberated you from slavery and that you are allowed to live in America and that we give you a speaking rule. And all we ask in return is that you also let us say the N-word. Why do you get to say it? I mean, I'm just, as an observer, I am just so fascinated by the type of mental gymnastics and the arguments that people, otherwise sane people, go on Twitter like, can this movie get made today? Can Pulp Fiction get made today where Quinton Tarantino uses the N-word so many times? What's wrong with America? It's like, why do you need to say this word? So what is it about you that you need to say this word so badly? And there's a dark segment that I'm going to go into that I joked with you about. This is like, okay, white people really need to say the N-word. So I'm gonna nominate you to be the representative of all black people.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna nominate Megyn Kelly to be the representative of the whites. Because I think she's the whitest woman on earth. Yeah. And she always comes in like capes for like white Santa Claus. Like she comes fierce. To defend. You guys meet at the courthouse of Appomattox to negotiate the release of the N-word. And you have to come to terms and conditions. So here's a question I have. Since white people will never give up the word and they really need to say it, what do you want from white people in exchange for them maybe being allowed to say it on Tuesdays and Thursdays in their car with the windows up from 12 to 1, only when listening to their favorite hip hop song?
What do I want? I want to be able to walk into a store during those same hours and not be followed or questioned as to why I'm there.
Wow.
Let's start low. Let's have a low
That's
lift.
Like the lowest bar,
right? Like it's like a low lift.
I was thinking, can I be like your negotiator and be like, she wants voting rights. She wants voting rights. I mean,
I felt like that, like because you had such like if you said, oh, they just want to use the N-word forever. Like, what do I want? I would say, leave me the hell alone and every other black and brown person. How about we all go about minding our fucking business and you do the same, right? Like I would ask for my ability to vote, my ability to shop, my ability to breathe, my ability to walk to the store, to sit in my house, to cook food, like to bird watch. Like I would ask for the ability just, to be able to exist the same way that if using the N-word would release freedom, actual, real, not free-ish, not like democracy-ish, not free-ish, but actually release freedom for all black people in this country and throughout the diaspora, go with God. Go ahead and you go with God.
you just tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it, say it, use it as much as you can, but in return, you have to treat us like human beings.
Yeah. Could you manage that, or you think they can manage it?
No. America won't manage it. And what's so interesting, thank you for entertaining that dark humorous episode for us, but that's sometimes you need to look at ugliness with the lens of the absurd to point out exactly what you said is that those who are the oppressors in America are the ones who think they're the victims, and those who are victimized are always asked to nurture the anxieties and the wounded spirit of the oppressors. And the N-word is that, like the rage, the pain at which, the oppression that they can't say this word. And then the whataboutism I thought was very interesting is, well, what? And then they brought this laundry list of all these other white people who've said like racist stuff, like Howard Stern and others. And my question, I'm like, the question that's missing is, why were these people so handsomely rewarded throughout their career to be racist? No one's asking that question. No, we all knew what Howard Stern was. We knew what Joe Rogan was. They knew.
But I'm like, here again, just the basic question that you asked from the beginning. why do you need to use the word? Why? What feeling does it conjure for you? Right? Like, it is not like I'm taking away the word the, which would make it really hard to articulate sentences. I'm asking you, like, what is it about the N-word, the feeling that it gives you, dear white person, right? To be able to use it, and why you feel so robbed, right? Of your freedoms, of your liberty, to be able to do and say whatever the fuck you want, right? Like, that's the real question. And then, yes, to the Sirius XMs, to the Spotifys, to the places where these people and their ideology find homes and are handsomely rewarded. What are you doing? Right? Like, what you are paying for the toxicity. You want the morose, like, you want the degradation of this country because you're paying you are literally paying $100 million for it.